Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson, he's the president and founder of Bond Action, a cultural action organization. Reverend,
yeah,
I lived in Philadelphia for a while, and it's a great city, a really, truly great city. But it is a city that has enslaved itself with socialism and corruption like I haven't seen. Why is it, sir, that some of our Washington, D.C., Detroit, Philadelphia, our biggest cities, are enslaving themselves?
Well, most of the inner cities are run by black liberal Democrats. The mayor, for the most part, are black. The police chiefs are black. City council men and women are black. And yet, the cities are out of control because
hold it. You're not implying that it's a black thing, are you?
Well, it's a liberal Democrat thing, but for the most part, the inner cities are now controlled by the black liberal Democratic politicians.
Okay.
And one of the big mistakes that black Americans made was to elect politicians, especially liberal politicians, thinking that it was going to enhance their lives. They thought that if they had black Democrats in control of the city, somehow or another, the black life would get better. They were wrong by that, in that you have abortion out of control, Glenn. Since the early 70s, over 15 million black babies have been aborted. 70% of Parent Parenthood centers are in the inner cities. Black-on-black crime out of control. 70% of black babies born out of wedlock nationwide. And in the state of Indiana, 80% of black babies are born out of wedlock. And it is because of socialism. Most black Americans, not all, but most black Americans have a socialist mentality. That's why they elected Barack Obama as their president, because he is the first black liberal socialist Democrat, and they think that somehow or another their lives are going to get better by electing him.
You know, Reverend, I tell you, I pointed out all of the Marxist tendencies of President Obama when he was just running, and nobody really seemed to care. People dismissed it. Now people are going to come out of the woodwork saying, oh, you look at what you're saying about... Look, it is... If that's what you are, then make the point. We are being lulled into this, and it's all being denied. I mean, you know, as a conservative, you don't have problems coming out and saying, I think we should have smaller government. Why is it that...
Yeah, that's right.
Why is it that so many progressives or socialists have a problem saying, I'm a socialist. I believe in gigantic government.
They know that it doesn't work, and that's why they won't admit it. I have to tell you, Glenn, the electing of Barack Obama was about black racism and white guilt. White Americans want to make up for past history, slavery, and they have been blamed for what is happening today. And they think by electing a black socialist liberal, somehow or another, black Americans are going to overcome their racism.
No.
But the only thing that's going to change their racism is that black folks have to forgive. They have to drop their anger. My concern, we have 10 reasons to fear Barack Obama's socialist agenda. Barack Obama Nation. And if people go to our website, they can read some of them.
Okay.